Dynamite! How's it going, all you guys and girls in the Illumination? Time to jump aboard the Loom train. It's me, it's JJD, JJ Double J, the Illuminator here, the sweet one. Also known by almost countless other aliases and nicknames. But we won't get into that right now. I really have been thinking about family lately, and I know that family means different things to different people. Case in point, I come from a small family. Gets smaller all the time, it seems. That's life. I also know people who come from larger families. I worked with a gentleman that had retired. That was one of 8 children. I worked with another guy that trained me, that I've talked about before in my videos here and there. He was a great guy. He was the youngest of 10, which I couldn't imagine, growing up. I mean, I think by the time he was born, 1 or 2 of his siblings were already moved out of the house. But people are from bigger families, and sometimes bigger families breed even bigger families, because he was one of the people that would have this once a year, a family reunion, and it was always held somewhere else, depending on who was going to actually, have this whole feast thing. So sometimes you had to travel, but we're talking hundreds of people, when wives and children and aunts and uncles and all this, all it was like what a get together. It was an event. But yeah, I really don't know about things like that. Oops, I just kicked the tripod. I'm sorry. I know of having some cousins. I know of having some aunts and uncles. My parents came from slightly bigger families. One of 3 on both sides. My grandparents, they've come from bigger families. Both of my grandfathers were from bigger families, 8, 9 people apiece. My Italian grandmother was one of 4. My Portuguese grandmother, I think, was one of 7 or 8. So families were bigger back in the day. Nowadays, if you have a bigger family, you probably handle things differently. Just like if you have a smaller family, you handle things differently. But the thing is, things are different. You can't always assume because things are a certain way for you and you have a big family, that it's the same thing when you have a smaller family. It might seem like it goes without saying, but I think a lot of people don't realize that a smaller family, more things rely on, there's less people to do things, basically. With larger families, if everyone still lives kind of close, you have almost like built-in friends, built-in helpers, stuff like that sometimes. Things are just different. That's all I mean. Things are different when you have a smaller family, just like things are different when you have a larger family. Anyway, if you come from a bigger family, or you come from a smaller family, feel free, put your comments below. I enjoy reading things like that. Anyway, say Laversky, I'm off to the races. I love you all. Stay safe. Have a good rest of the day. This is the Illuminator, and I'll be back.
This porridge is the best I've ever had. Believe it or not.